All right, let's dive deep into the mind of David Goggins. And today we're exploring excerpts from his book, Never Finished,
Awesome.
to understand his approach to resilience, self-discipline, and mental toughness, and how these concepts can help men specifically unlock their full potential.
Yeah, it's really interesting how Goggins uses his own life experiences to kind of set the foundation for his whole philosophy.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't shy away from sharing, um, his pretty brutal childhood
Right.
or the challenges he faced, as a Navy SEAL, which I think really lends a certain authenticity to everything he says.
Absolutely, he does.
Yeah.
And he kicks off Never Finished with this powerful story
Yeah.
about a rat experiment,
Oh, yeah.
where researchers put rats in water to observe their survival instincts.
Right.
And some gave up quickly, but the ones that were rescued right before drowning ended up swimming for, get this, like over 60 hours.
It's crazy.
It's insane. So Goggins uses this experiment to illustrate a point about motivation.
Yeah, he argues that it wasn't simply hope that kept those rescued rats swimming. It was something he believes they tapped into a deeper, almost primal drive for survival.
Yeah. This really resonates with me because I think as men, we're often told to kind of suppress our emotions,
Right.
be strong and stoic.
Right.
But Goggins seems to be suggesting that acknowledging and even harnessing these primal instincts can be incredibly powerful.
Absolutely. And I think he's calling for all of us to recognize the strength that comes from vulnerability.
Yeah.
From actually confronting our deepest fears and insecurities.
Right.
And he really demonstrates this by sharing his own journey of confronting his own pretty messed up past.
Yeah, and he goes back to his childhood home to face his father.
Yeah.
It's a raw and unflinching account of how he kind of reclaimed his power
Right.
by addressing this trauma that had haunted him for years.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's saying, that true strength lies in acknowledging those wounds, those deep-seated fears,
Right.
and just refusing to let them control us.
Yeah.
And that by confronting our demons, we can finally break free from that victim mentality.
Yes.
And really take ownership of our lives.
And I think that's a particularly relevant message for men.
Yeah, absolutely.
We often carry the weight of societal expectations,
For sure.
these unspoken rules about what it means to be masculine.
Right, exactly.
Goggins seems to be kind of challenging those norms.
Yeah.
Urging us to embrace vulnerability as a source of strength.
Right, is it is?
And then he introduces this concept of distracting injuries, using a vivid analogy of breaking leg.
Yeah.
And it's such a severe injury that it might cause first responders to overlook other potentially fatal issues.
Exactly.
And he argues that that we all have these distracting injuries in our lives,
Whoa.
things that consume our attention and prevent us from focusing on what truly matters.
Yeah.
These could be negative thought patterns, unhealthy habits, or even external factors that hold us back.
Right. And it's about taking a step back.
Yeah.
And honestly assessing what those distracting injuries are.
Right.
Are we focusing on the wrong things?
Yeah.
Are we allowing, maybe some minor setbacks to derail, our larger goals?
Absolutely. And then Goggins pivots to his experience in SEAL training.
Yeah.
Recounting this pivotal moment when he almost quit. He was physically and mentally exhausted,
Yeah.
ready to tap out.
Right.
And then in a split second, he made a decision that changed everything.
Yeah.
He calls it the 1 second decision.
The 1 second decision.
Yeah, that crucial point where we choose to either push forward
Yeah.
or give in to the pressure.
Yeah. It's that moment of truth where we decide whether we're going to succumb to our doubts and fears.
Yeah.
Or summon the willpower to keep going.
Yeah. And Goggins believes these moments define us.
Right.
They reveal our true character.
Yeah.
And they determine whether we achieve our goals.
Right.
But he doesn't stop there. He emphasizes the importance of preparation,
Yeah.
of training ourselves to make the right decision in those critical moments.
Absolutely. And that's where this idea of the mental lab comes in.
Yeah.
It's Goggins's term for, for a mental training ground,
Right.
where we can deliberately push ourselves beyond our comfort zones
Yeah.
and build that resilience.
And he used this mental lab to prepare for ultra races and and other extreme challenges.
Yeah.
But how can we, as everyday men, apply this concept to our own lives?
Right.
What does it even look like to build a mental lab?
Well, I think it could be as simple as, as committing to a challenging, workout routine.
Yeah.
Or setting a personal goal
Okay.
that pushes us outside, outside that comfort zone.
Right.
It's about actively seeking out discomfort as a way to build that mental toughness.
So it's not just about enduring physical pain,
Right.
but also about confronting those mental and emotional barriers
Absolutely.
that often hold us back.
Yeah, it's about building that inner strength and resilience to face whatever life throws our way.
I love it.
You know.
This reminds me of Goggins' experience running the Moab 240, a brutal 240-mile ultramarathon through the Utah desert.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he didn't just run it. He endured like extreme conditions, setbacks, and even a medical emergency.
Yeah, and it just highlights, the power of our support systems in helping us achieve, ambitious goals.
Ah.
And Goggins talks about this idea of the foxhole mentality.
Yes.
The idea that we need to surround ourselves with people who understand us,
Yeah.
who push us, and who, and who never let us quit.
And he had a crew who supported him every step of the way during that race.
Exactly.
He wasn't just running for himself. He was running for his team.
Yeah.
Running for something bigger than himself.
Oh.
And, it makes you think about the importance of having that tribe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those people who support our growth.
Yes.
And challenge us to become our best selves.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Goggins' approach isn't all about, grueling races and military feats.
Right.
He also emphasizes the importance of leadership.
Yeah.
And taking initiative in everyday life.
Right.
He describes his own unconventional path to leadership.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't wait for a title or permission to lead.
Yeah.
He stepped up and took ownership.
Right.
Even when faced with resistance and setbacks. He uses his experience trying to re-enlist in the military at 40 as an example. Mm-hmm. Even though he encountered obstacles.
Yeah.
He never stopped pushing for what he believed in.
Right, and that ties back to his core message of resilience and self-improvement.
Right.
Goggins embodies this never-finish mentality by constantly seeking, new challenges.
Yeah.
And pushing his boundaries.
And speaking of never finished, Goggins closes the book by sharing his latest challenge.
Oh yeah.
Becoming a smoke jumper.
Wow.
At the age of 47.
That's incredible.
He's jumping out of planes to fight wildfires.
Wow.
Demonstrating that that age is just a number when it comes to pushing physical and mental limits.
That's amazing.
It's that constant drive for self-improvement.
Yeah.
That refusal to settle.
Right.
That really sets him apart.
Absolutely. So Goggins' story is definitely inspiring, but you might be thinking, like, okay, how do I actually translate these extreme feats into, like, practical steps in my own life?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. It's one thing to read about running ultramarathons, but, how can the average guy apply these principles to everyday challenges?
Right. And one of the tools Goggins gives us is this concept of cookie jar moments.
Okay.
So he encourages us to really remember our past victories,
Yeah.
both big and small, and use them as as fuel during those difficult times.
It's like building a mental arsenal of success stories to combat self-doubt.
Exactly.
Which is so easy to get caught up in, especially when you're facing a challenge.
Oh, absolutely.
But actively recalling those moments where we persevered, that can be a real game changer.
Absolutely. And he suggests writing those victories down, whether it's sticking to that workout routine or achieving a professional goal or even just overcoming, a personal obstacle, whatever it might be. Yeah. By revisiting these accomplishments, we remind ourselves of our own strength and resilience.
Yeah. And I find this particularly relevant for men.
Yeah.
We're often conditioned to focus on our shortcomings.
Right.
To constantly strive for improvement.
Right.
But acknowledging, our past successes, even those small wins,
Yeah.
can be a powerful way to boost confidence and build momentum.
Absolutely. And Goggins also emphasizes the importance of accountability.
Okay.
He believes in surrounding ourselves with people who are going to challenge us, who will push us beyond our comfort zones,
Right.
and hold us to our commitments.
And he talks about finding that foxhole mentality.
Yeah.
A group of individuals who support our growth.
Yeah.
And refuse to let us settle for mediocrity.
Yeah. Exactly.
This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even an online community.
Right.
Whatever it is.
The key is to have someone who will provide honest feedback.
Right.
Call us out on our excuses.
Yeah.
And celebrate our victories alongside us.
Yeah. He even takes it a step further with this concept of accountability mirrors.
Accountability mirrors.
Yeah. It might sound a little unconventional.
Okay.
But he literally means standing in front of a mirror.
Oh, wow.
And having an honest conversation with yourself.
Okay. That's powerful.
It's about confronting those limiting beliefs and negative self-talk patterns that often sabotage our efforts.
Right.
By looking yourself in the eye and calling out those excuses, we can strip away the layers of self-deception.
Yeah.
And really get to the core of what's holding us back.
Absolutely. And I think this ties back to that idea of embracing vulnerability that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
It's about being honest with ourselves about our weaknesses and taking ownership of our actions.
Yeah, and it's not about beating ourselves up.
Right.
It's about having a candid conversation about where we can improve.
Right, exactly. And that's where Goggins' idea of embracing the suck comes into play.
Embracing the suck.
Embracing the suck. Yeah. He believes that by deliberately exposing ourselves to discomfort,
Okay.
we build these mental calluses,
Right.
and become more resilient to life's inevitable challenges.
So he's not advocating for seeking out suffering for its own sake.
Right. I don't know.
It's about developing the mental fortitude.
Right.
To handle those difficult situations that inevitably arise.
Absolutely. And he uses the analogy of physical training.
Okay.
When we lift weights, we're intentionally stressing our muscles to make them stronger. Similarly, when we face mental or emotional challenges, we're strengthening our ability to cope with adversity.
So it's about viewing those difficult experiences as opportunities for growth.
Absolutely.
As chances to build resilience and mental toughness.
Exactly. Yeah. And one of the tools Goggins recommends for building that mental strength is visualization.
Visualization.
Yeah. He talks about vividly imagining ourselves, succeeding,
Okay.
overcoming obstacles, and achieving our goals.
Right.
But he goes beyond, just simple daydreaming.
Right.
He encourages us to visualize the entire journey,
Okay.
including the potential setbacks and challenges that we might encounter.
So by mentally rehearsing
Yeah.
those difficult moments,
Right.
we can prepare ourselves to handle them more effectively when they actually occur.
Absolutely. And he talks about using this technique during his SEAL training, visualizing not just, the successful completion, but also, the grueling moments of, cold and exhaustion and pain.
Right, right.
And this is something that we can all apply, to our own lives, whether it's preparing for, a big presentation at work, or confronting a difficult conversation, or tackling a challenging personal goal, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Visualizing the entire process, including those potential obstacles, can really help us build that confidence and mental resilience.
So it sounds like Goggins is emphasizing the power of our minds to shape our reality.
Absolutely. He believes we can use our minds to overcome limitations, to break through self-doubt, and achieve extraordinary things.
But it's not just about positive thinking, right? It's
Yeah.
about actively training our minds, just like we train our bodies.
Exactly. And he provides a number of practical exercises and never finished,
Okay.
including techniques for managing stress, building mental focus, and cultivating self-awareness.
And I'm particularly interested in his emphasis on self-awareness.
Yeah.
He encourages us to understand our own thought patterns,
Yes.
our triggers,
Right.
and those default reactions that might be holding us back.
Right. He wants us to become students of our own minds,
Yeah.
to recognize those, self-sabotaging tendencies
Right.
and
Yep.
develop strategies to overcome them.
So it's about becoming the masters of our own mental game.
Right. Exactly. But it's not just about, conquering our inner demons.
Okay.
Goggins also talks about, the importance of our social circles
Right.
and their impact on our growth.
Okay.
He encourages us to surround ourselves with people who support our ambitions and
Yeah.
challenge us to become, better versions of ourselves.
Yes.
But he also warns about, the dangers of what he calls toxic people.
Toxic people.
Yeah, these are individuals who drain our energy, who plant seeds of doubt
Oh, yeah.
and encourage us to settle for less than we're capable of achieving.
And he's a firm believer in being selective about who we allow into our inner circle.
Absolutely, yeah.
He believes we should actively cultivate relationships with those who uplift and inspire us.
Yeah.
While distancing ourselves from those who hold us back.
Right.
It's about creating an environment that supports our growth.
Yeah.
And pushes us towards our full potential.
Absolutely. It's about building that foxhole mentality,
Right.
With a team of individuals who believe in our mission and share our commitment to self-improvement.
And it's important to acknowledge that Goggins doesn't sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
He's very upfront about the challenges of self-improvement.
Right.
And the fact that it requires effort and dedication.
Oh, absolutely.
He acknowledges that the path to growth is often paved with discomfort, setbacks, and even pain.
Right.
But he believes that by embracing those challenges,
Yeah.
we can emerge stronger and more resilient.
Absolutely. And he's not offering any quick fix
Right.
or magic formula.
Right.
His message is about embracing the grind.
Yeah.
The daily effort.
Right.
The relentless pursuit of becoming the best versions of ourselves.
So he's challenging us to shift our mindsets,
Right.
to view those difficult moments as opportunities for growth,
Absolutely.
and to commit to the journey of self-improvement, even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a powerful message.
Yeah.
And one that that I think resonates deeply with men who are striving to reach their full potential.
Absolutely. Goggins' journey is a testament to the power of the human spirit,
Ah.
and a reminder that we're all capable of achieving extraordinary things if we're willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
So we've explored some of the practical tactics and mental exercises Goggins advocates for.
Right.
But what's the ultimate takeaway here?
Right.
What do you think he wants us to understand about ourselves and our capabilities?
Mm-hmm.
We've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into David Goggins and his book Never Finished. We've explored his philosophy, his tactics, his incredible personal journey. Mm-hmm. But as we wrap up, I'd love to hear your biggest takeaways. What aspects of Goggins' message really resonated with you?
For me, it's Goggins's unwavering belief in the power of the mind. He's living proof that we can overcome immense obstacles, both internal and external, if we cultivate the mental fortitude to do so. And this isn't just relevant for extreme athletes or Navy SEALs. It's something we can all apply to our lives, especially as men navigating the complexities of work relationships, personal growth.
It's interesting how he doesn't just preach this idea, but embodies it in every aspect of his life. From conquering a traumatic childhood to pushing through those seemingly impossible physical challenges. He's constantly demonstrating what's possible when we harness the power of our minds.
Yeah, and while it's easy to kind of dismiss him as an outlier, I think that misses the point entirely. Goggins' message isn't about replicating his extreme feats. It's about recognizing that we all have that potential within us, that capacity to push beyond those self-imposed limitations we often place on ourselves.
It's about identifying those distracting injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Those things we allow to consume our attention and prevent us from focusing on what truly matters, whether it's negative self-talk, unhealthy habits, or external pressures. Recognizing these roadblocks is the first step towards towards breaking free.
And then it's about taking action. It's about, embracing discomfort, stepping outside our comfort zones, and developing the discipline to consistently push ourselves further than we thought possible.
He's not offering any shortcuts or easy solutions. It's about embracing the grind, that daily commitment to becoming the best versions of ourselves, even when it's challenging, even when it's uncomfortable.
Goggins is very upfront about the fact that there will be setbacks, moments of doubt, even pain along the way. But he believes that by embracing those challenges, by facing them head on, we develop a resilience that allows us to emerge stronger on the other side.
And that's where his concept of the mental lab becomes so crucial. It's about creating that space, both physically and mentally, where we can confront our weaknesses, challenge our limiting beliefs, and build the mental toughness needed to navigate life's inevitable storms.
He's a master of, turning adversity into fuel, using those setbacks and challenges as opportunities for growth and self-discovery.
And he reminds us that we don't have to go through this alone. Having a strong support system, that foxhole mentality of surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us and challenge us to become better can make all the difference.
And it's important to remember that, the Goggins methods are intense, but the key is to extract those core principles and adapt them to our own lives and goals. We don't need to run ultra marathons or endure SEAL training to benefit from his wisdom.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for us, those small steps we can take each day to become a little bit stronger, a little bit more resilient, a little bit closer to the men we aspire to be.
It's about embracing that that never finished mentality, that constant drive to learn, grow, and evolve into the best versions of ourselves.
And that's what I find so inspiring about Goggins' message. He reminds us that we're all capable of achieving extraordinary things, of pushing beyond what we thought possible, if we're willing to put in the work, embrace the challenges, and commit to the journey of becoming, never finished.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I'd like to leave you with a question. What's your next unreasonable goal? What challenge are you going to embrace that will push you beyond your perceived limits and help you tap into that untapped potential within?
Goggins has shown us what's possible. Now it's our turn to take those lessons, apply them to our lives, and continue on that journey of growth and self-discovery. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of David Goggins and his powerful message of resilience and self-mastery. Keep pushing, keep striving, and never stop becoming a